For suppose if we have only two numbers a comma b, then the single arithmetic mean between a comma b or the arithmetic mean of that a and b is mentioned like this, right? See, for two positive numbers a comma b, arithmetic mean is a plus b by 2, let it as a, geometric mean as root ab denoted by g, and harmonic mean of those two numbers ab is 2ab by a plus b, and then mark it as h. Now what I am going to give you is different relations between this arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean, which are helpful to solve different types of problems, right? For that, my first idea is I have arithmetic mean, harmonic mean and geometric mean. Now my first idea is you just multiply this arithmetic mean with this harmonic mean. What will happen? Have a look at this. I will do here. See, arithmetic mean into harmonic mean. So what is arithmetic mean actually? Arithmetic mean is a plus b by 2. Is it right? And what to say about the harmonic mean? Harmonic mean is 2ab by a plus b. Okay? Arithmetic mean is a plus b by 2 and the harmonic mean is 2ab by a plus b. If you multiply, a plus b gets cancelled and 2 you left with ab. Is it right? Right. So the product of this arithmetic mean and the harmonic mean is ab, and that ab is nothing but what you say, z is equals to root ab. Okay, then what you say about that ab? That ab is g square. Is it right? So at the end we have a conclusion that square of the geometric mean is equals to the product of the arithmetic mean and harmonic mean. G square is equals to ah. From there what we have to conclude? See, look at this, g square is equals to ah. See, since g square is equals to ah, we may rewrite it like this. G by a is equals to h by g. Have a look at this. The ratio between g and a as well as the ratio between h and z both are same. So, from there we can conclude that a, g and h. Look at this. A, g and h all together will form a geometric progression here. I will say that AGH forms geometric progression. Why? Because G by A is equals to H by Z. And how you get it? From G square is equals to H. This G square is equals to H is clear from this product A into H. Right? Have a look at this. The first relation on this arithmetic mean, geometric mean and the harmonic mean is that G square is equals to AH. Square of the geometric mean is the product of arithmetic mean and the harmonic mean, right? And it is true for only two numbers a comma b, positive numbers a comma b, right? And then g by a is h by z, and then a, g and h, all those three always will form a geometric progression. Have a look at this. Go for. And the next task is just compare arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Which one is greater, which one is smaller, right? So first relation in my hands is that g square is equals to ah, and from there we will write that g by a is equals to h by z. Now for the second relation what I am going to give you is I wish to compare this arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Which one is greater and which one is smaller, right? So I need to insert a symbol either less than or greater than between this arithmetic mean and geometric mean. For that, how I have to proceed, right? To proceed, I need to compare this a plus b by 2 and root ab. There are different ways to check the relation between a arithmetic mean and geometric mean. One of those is we need to start with an identity, right? We know that, what I will say, we know that root a minus root b whole square is greater than or equals to 0. Is it right or wrong? See, look at this. This root a minus root b whole square greater than or equals to 0 is a standard algebraic identity. Identity means which is true at all the times, which is true for all the values, forever it is true, right? So this is such an identity that root a minus root b whole square is greater than or equals to 0. Square of anything is always either greater than 0 or equals to 0. So this is a universal acceptable identity, right? So this is a tool which you have in your minds. You can use it anywhere if you need, right? So this is the first thing I am considering that root a minus root b whole square greater than or equals to 0. If root a minus root b whole square greater than or equals to 0, and then if you just apply the square for that, see if you apply the square, what will happen? Root a square is a, root b square is b, minus 2ab is nothing but minus 2 root ab, which is greater than or equals to 0. From there we will conclude that a plus b is greater than or equals to 2 root ab. And if you send to this side, it will become like a plus b by 2 is greater than or equals to root ab. So arithmetic mean, which is nothing but a, is greater than or equals to geometric mean. For any two positive numbers, always just calculate arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Then you have a chance to establish the relation that arithmetic mean is always greater than or equals to geometric mean. How you have this relation? You have this relation from this particular identity that root a minus root b whole square is greater than or equals to 0. Right? First suppose you don't have an idea to utilize this identity. And my task is to compare this a plus b by 2 and root ab. So start with this arithmetic mean and geometric mean. A plus b by 2 and root ab. I don't know this symbol, right? See, if you don't know that symbol, just do something. Calculate step by step, step by step, step by step. At the end you will conclude, right? For that I will give you one thing. First suppose I don't know about that root a minus root b whole square greater than or equals to 0. If I don't know, I need to establish a relation between the arithmetic mean and geometric mean. I don't know the symbol which I need to utilize between these two, right? See, arithmetic mean is a plus b by 2, geometric mean is root ab. I need to utilize a symbol here either less than or greater than, but exactly I don't know, right? Then you just send this 2ab to that side, a plus b and a symbol which is 2 root ab. We need to write a symbol here. We don't know whether it is less than or greater than, okay? And now send, see, some symbol will be there here, either less than or greater than or is equals to. In all the cases we have a chance to send this 2 root ab this side. Then a plus b minus 2 root ab, okay, with certain symbol is 0, right? And now just think about this a plus b minus 2 root ab. This is nothing but root a minus root b whole square, right, with certain symbol greater 0. So now which symbol you can use here? This is an identity because some square of something. Square of something is always positive, or sometimes it may be 0 if a is equals to b. So now we have a chance to utilize greater than symbol here. Since we are utilizing greater than here, you just continue that one, right? So if since we have a chance to utilize greater than or equals to here, greater than or equals to, greater than or equals to, greater than or equals to. At the end, my conclusion is that arithmetic mean is always greater than or equals to geometric mean. To prove such statement that arithmetic mean greater than or equals to geometric mean, we have different ways. Starting from this identity, we have a chance to prove this am greater than or equals to gm. Or otherwise, start with am and gm. Do certain transpositions from either of the sides. At the end, you have this identity again, right? So, what we need to conclude? At the end, we have a chance to conclude that for any pair of positive numbers a comma b, arithmetic mean is always greater than or equals to geometric mean. Have a look at this. Now it is time to establish the relation between the geometric mean and the harmonic mean, right? So now look at this. What we have, a greater than or equals to g, is it right? A is greater than or equals to z. Now send this g that side. That means divide both sides with geometric mean g. Geometric mean is certain value, right? With respect to a comma b, we call that value g as the geometric mean, right? So a by g is greater than or equals to z by z. That means a by z is greater than or equals to 1. And now what is a by g from this ratio, right? Look at this. G by a is equals to h by b. But I need a by g, which is nothing but g by h. So if you replace this a by z with a g by h, which is greater than or equals to again 1, just replacement of a by g with g by h, because both are equal, right? So since g by h is greater than or equals to 1, then we have a chance to conclude that g greater than or equals to h if you multiply with h both sides. Now at the end, a greater than or equals to g is one part, g greater than or equals to h is the other part, And finally we will conclude that a greater than or equals to g greater than or equals to h. Look at this. For any pair of positive integers, positive numbers a comma b, right, their arithmetic mean is always greater than or equals to their geometric mean, and their geometric mean is always greater than or equals to their harmonic mean, right? So we have a chance to conclude that a plus b by 2 is greater than or equals to root ab is greater than or equals to 2ab by a plus b. Everything is possible if a and b are positive. Why we need to consider those as positive? Because while proving that a greater than or equals to g, root a and root b are involved. Just we mentioned there. Root a and root b, whenever they exist, only if a and b are positive, then only root a and root b exist. For suppose if a or b are negative, then root a won't exist, right? Won't come into the root a. If a is negative, then there is no discussion of root a at that time. That's why to establish such relations, we need to consider that the numbers a and b as positive, right? Have a look at this. And finally, at the end, we have two relations related to the arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and the harmonic mean. One relation is that g square is equals to ah, and the other relation is that a greater than or equals to g greater than or equals to h, right? There are different situations where we need the benefit of these relations, okay? Yeah, I am erasing this. So everything you need to keep in your minds that arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and harmonic mean rules as well as the relations, right? And for suppose at the end my conclusion is that arithmetic mean is greater than or equals to geometric mean is greater than or equals to harmonic mean for a comma b belongs to positive reals, right? And from there we will conclude that a plus b by 2 is greater than or equals to root ab is greater than or equals to 2ab by a plus b, right? Whenever this equality holds, see this first term a plus b by 2 is greater than or equals to root ab. Always a plus b by 2 is greater than root ab. But at only one situation the equality holds. Whenever the equality holds only when a is equals to b. Here we need to note that equality holds only if a is equals to b. Look at this. That means arithmetic mean is greater than or equals to geometric mean, right? Whenever it is greater than and whenever it is equal. Greater than or equal we are mentioning. See, we need to note that whenever it is greater than and whenever it is equal to. See, only we can use equality sign if that a and b are same, right? If a and b are different, always am is greater than gm. But if we don't know about the values of ab, whether they are equal or whether they are different, then we need to say that am is greater than or equals to gm. Again, I am repeating you. If a and b are equal, am is equals to gm. If a and b are different, am is greater than gm. If you don't know about a and b whether they are equal or not, then the generalized statement is that am is greater than or equals to gm. Is it right? And you need to apply this inequality if a and b are positive. Is it right? For suppose, I am erasing this. Okay. For suppose, look at this. I have a number x. For positive x, x is a positive real number, right? Then I need to get the minimum value of x plus 1 by x. What to say about the minimum value of x plus 1 by x? Have a look at this. See, x is any real value and I am going to calculate the minimum value of x plus 1 by x. Since x is any real, you just take any values in the place of x, right? Either the smaller, either the larger, either it may be equals to 1 or anything, right? See, x is positive, you need to take any value in the place of x, right? For suppose take x is equals to some 2020. What is its value? 2020 plus 1 by 2020. You will get certain number, right? You need to prepare a table depending on the values of x. What about x plus 1 by x? X, see, for suppose x and then x plus 1 by x. You need to calculate x plus 1 by x depending on different values here, like 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 1, 2, 3, 1.5, 7, something like 2020. Take different values in the place of x. You have an independent chance to take any value in the place of x. For all the values of x, you will get different values for x plus 1 by x. Among all those values of x plus 1 by x, you need to find out the minimum value. That's what my task. See, to fulfill the task, I can utilize the rule that am greater than or equals to gm. See, given that x is positive, since x is positive, 1 by x is also positive, right? So we have inequality that a plus b by 2 is greater than or equals to root ab, right? See, in this statement, you just replace a with x and b with 1 by x, right? What I am going to do, I am going to replace a with x and b with 1 by x. Then how the problem becomes? Just have a look at this. If you replace like that, then a plus b by 2, x plus 1 by x divided by 2 is greater than or equals to root of x into 1 by x. This is a generalized statement. This is true for all the positive a, b, right? Since my x is positive and my 1 by x is also positive and I have a chance to utilize this identity. So now if you send to this side and under the square root, x and x will get cancelled. Then you left with x plus 1 by x is the numerator. By sending to that side, you will get that this is greater than or equals to 2. Have a look at this. X plus 1 by x is greater than or equals to 2, right? Always the value of x plus 1 by x is either 2 or more than 2, right? If you prepare a table like this by taking different values of x and calculating x plus 1 by x and then go through the values of x plus 1 by x, every value in this column is either 2 or greater than 2. That's why we call that the minimum value of x plus 1 by x is 2. As a check, if you need, check this. See, we are calculating the minimum value of x plus 1 by x. For suppose if your x is some 0.1, then what will happen? X is 0.1 and this is 1 by 0.1. 1 by 0.1 is approximately 10 and the summation is again more than 2. Is it right? And for suppose whenever the equality holds, as I mentioned you, the equality, that means this x plus 1 by x value is equals to 2. It happens only if x is 1. Is it right? See, if x is 1, if both are equal, if a and b are equal, whenever this x and 1 by x are equal, if x is equals to 1, then only equal. So if x is equals to 1, then at that position, this x plus 1 by x attains its minimum value. Have a look at this. Look at the problem. If x comma y are positive and x plus y is equals to 10, then they ask us to find the maximum value of xy. See, first of all, you just think about the problem for some time. See, x plus y is equals to 10 is given. See, how many possibilities are there for this equation to consider the values of x and y, right? You need to select two numbers x and y such that their summation is 10. There are many possibilities, right? See, sometimes you may take them as 0 and 10, right? Since we need to consider the positive, neglect that 0, right? So 1 and 9, maybe 2 and 8, maybe 3 and 7, maybe 4 and 6, maybe 5 and 5. Not only these natural values. See, look at the question. This x and y are positive, that's it. We won't mention them as either natural or not. So you may take certain fractions also. For suppose, if x value is some 13 by 7, then what you say about the y value? Such that they need to maintain, okay, some 70 here, so it may be 57 by 7. Is it right? So if x is 13 by 7, y is 57 by 7. Or for suppose, if x is some, what I will say, 17 by 2. If x is 17 by 2, then y is 3 by 2. Like that, you have different chances to take fractions also, positive fractions, right? Look at the problem. If x plus y is equals to 10, there are many chances to consider x values and y values. In every step, you need to calculate the product x and y, right? In every step, you need to calculate the product x and y, and among all those products we need to mention the maximum value for that xy, right? So listing these possibilities, calculating that xy and identifying its maximum value, this is all a tedious process, a lengthy process, right? So instead of identifying the xy and instead of calculating the products and identifying the maximum value, we just directly move with the am greater than equals to gm. See, without moving with this procedure, I just calculate the maximum value of xy just by utilizing the concept that am is greater than or equals to gm. Is it right? Here the problem involves with two numbers x and y. So my arithmetic mean for this problem is x plus y by 2 is greater than or equals to geometric mean is root xy. And now what you say about x plus y? And this is 10 by 2 is greater than or equals to root xy. Right? See, 10 by 2 value is what? 5. And I need about xy. So remove the square root. To remove the square root, what I have to do? I will do squaring on both sides. This is 5, and if you square, you will get that 25 is greater than or equals to xy. See, if you rewrite it, xy is less than or equals to 25. Look at this picture, right? See, I am applying am greater than or equals to gm for the x and y. From there, you will get that xy is less than or equals to 25. Since xy is less than or equals to 25, the value of the product x and y is either 25 or less than 25. That represents that the maximum value of this xy is 25. Is it right? So whenever it happens only if x and y are equal. They are equals to 5, then only it happens. Have a look at the problem. Is it right? Look at once. Yeah, like, okay. See, likewise we have different chances to prove. Okay. For suppose, if you think about trigonometry, in trigonometry also we have a few chances to discuss, right? If they are positive, you have a chance to apply am greater than or equals to gm. Or otherwise, if some number is positive, directly you can utilize this concept also. As I mentioned you, a plus 1 by a is greater than or equals to 2, right? Or x plus 1 by x is greater than or equals to 2 for positive x. Is it right? With this particular idea, right, you have different chances to utilize. For suppose, I will give you like this: 2 to the power x square minus 4x plus 2 to the power, or I will write like this, 1 by, or instead of 2 you may take 7, no problem, 7 to the power x square minus 4x plus 7 to the power x square minus 4x. You need to give its minimum value, right? What is the minimum value of this expression? This is one expression where that x is a real number, right? You can take any value in the place of x. For different values of x, you will get different results. One person will take 1 in the place of x and he will get one result. One person will take 2 in the place of x and his result is somewhat different. See, one people will take x as 3, one will take x as 4, one will take x as a fraction. No problem, right? So in all the cases you will get different answers for this expression. Among all those answers, which one is the minimum, right? So now, see, you just think about this 7 power x square minus 4x. Clearly it is positive, because anything positive number to the power anything is always positive. This is positive and this is positive. It looks like of the format a plus 1 by a. So surely its minimum value is 2. We can utilize this a plus 1 by a greater than or equals to 2 again as a formula to identify the minimum values for such problems. Is it clear? For suppose, what I will say, something like tan square theta plus cot square theta, right? Tan square theta plus cot square theta. What is the minimum value of tan square theta plus cot square theta? We have many options again here. Theta value may be 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, 4 degree, 5 degree, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 61 degrees, 65 degrees, 90 degrees, or anything. You just take any value in the place of theta and always identify the value of tan square theta plus cot square theta. Among all those resultant values, you need to identify the minimum value. Then what will be the minimum value? Again, it is directly 2. Why? Because this tan square theta plus cot square theta can be written as tan square theta plus 1 by tan square theta. Look at this. It is of the format a plus 1 by a. right? Then surely its minimum value is 2, right? The first basic idea is arithmetic mean is greater than or equals to geometric mean. A plus b by 2 is greater than or equals to root ab. From there we have this particular idea that a plus 1 by a is greater than or equals to 2. Using this we can solve, we can find the minimum values for many problems like this, right? Just have a look at this. I will give you the next task, okay? See, now just I mentioned you the arithmetic mean and geometric mean for the positive numbers and that too for only 2 numbers. If there are many more numbers, what to say about their arithmetic mean and their geometric mean? That's what I am going to mention for you right now. Right? Look at this. See, till now what we discussed. See, till now from the previous class onwards, we discussed about the insertion of arithmetic means and geometric means as well as harmonic means. Right? So, or the single arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean between AB, that's what everything we discussed. Now what I am going to tell you is just arithmetic mean of the numbers. What I am going to tell you is arithmetic mean or geometric mean or harmonic mean of the numbers, right? Not in between the numbers, but we are going to discuss about the of the numbers, right? So then for this, arithmetic mean is always sum of the numbers divided by the number of the numbers, whereas geometric mean is always is equals to the nth root of the product of the numbers. If there are n numbers, right? Then the harmonic mean is always given by the n divided by sum of reciprocals. Okay? Look at this. This is somewhat different. Okay? This is not actually progressions also. But since we are discussing about the arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean, see, it's a little bit, it's important to mention here. Okay, that's what I am utilizing the chance. Okay, see, for example, I have some numbers. The numbers may be any more, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or n numbers, right? Then arithmetic mean is sum of the numbers by 2. Geometric mean is the nth root of the product and the harmonic mean is the n divided by the reciprocal. For suppose if I have only 2 numbers like AB, then their arithmetic mean is given by a plus b by 2 and their geometric mean is given by root ab. Okay, because only 2 numbers we need to take square root of ab, and their harmonic mean is given by n, in the sense 2 divided by the sum of their reciprocals, like 2 divided by 1 by a plus 1 by b. If you simplify it, it is equals to our 2ab by a plus b. Okay, and for suppose if I have 3 numbers, then arithmetic mean is given by a plus b plus c by 3, because we have 3 numbers, right? And if you have 3 numbers, then its geometric mean is mentioned as cube root of a b c, right? Then for 3 numbers, harmonic mean is mentioned as 3 divided by 1 by a plus 1 by b plus 1 by c. Have a look at this. And for suppose if you have some n numbers, their arithmetic mean is mentioned as like this, like some x1 plus x2 plus and so on plus xn by n, just like average sum of all the numbers by the number of numbers. And then geometric mean is mentioned as nth root of the product, nth root of x1, x2 and so on xn. And their harmonic is mentioned as n divided by the sum of their reciprocals, 1 by x1 plus 1 by x2 plus and so on plus 1 by xn. Have a look at the picture what is there on the board, right? See, this is something about the arithmetic mean of numbers, geometric mean of the numbers, harmonic mean of the numbers. Here in defining these values, the concept of sequence is not involved. Okay, this is just a general definition related to the arithmetic mean of the numbers, geometric mean of the numbers and harmonic mean of the numbers, right? Related to the sequences, we have just the insertion between the given numbers, right? So in sequences, we have the concept of the insertion of arithmetic means, geometric means and harmonic means. Those arithmetic means are different from this concept of arithmetic mean. Okay, this is of the numbers and that is between the numbers. Have a look at that. Right. So now again, related to all these things, we have another idea. We have that final idea. See, just we proved for 2 numbers here. We proved for 2 numbers arithmetic mean is greater than or equals to geometric mean is greater than or equals to harmonic mean. We proved it for two numbers, right? And this particular statement, arithmetic mean greater than or equals to geometric mean greater than or equals to harmonic mean, is a true statement for any number of numbers. For any number of numbers. This is true for 3 numbers, 4 numbers, 5 numbers and n numbers also. For suppose you just take any 3 numbers, right? For those 3 numbers, this arithmetic mean is always greater than or equals to this geometric mean, and this geometric mean is always greater than or equals to this harmonic mean. Not only for 3 numbers, it happens for 4 numbers, 5 numbers and for n numbers also. So you need to keep in mind that, see, the basic definition of the arithmetic mean of the numbers, geometric mean of the numbers, and then the general idea which helps in many cases that arithmetic mean is greater than or equals to, geometric mean is greater than or equals to harmonic mean. And again here also we can conclude that equality. See the equality sign. Arithmetic mean is equals to geometric mean is equals to harmonic mean. It happens if the numbers x1, x2 and so on, xn are equal. See, look at the numbers, how many involved in that case. If it involves with 3 numbers, a is equals to b is equals to c. If the question is involved about the 4 numbers, then a is equals to b is equals to c is equals to d. If the question is about n numbers, then all those n numbers are equal. Then in that case, those 3 means are equal. Right? Just have a look at this once again. See, I told you that this is somewhat different from the concepts of sequences, but it is a basic general definition. Okay, everywhere we can utilize it. The arithmetic mean of the numbers, geometric mean of the numbers, harmonic mean of the numbers. This is such a general definition. Sum of the numbers divided by the nth root of the product. N indicates the number of values. This is the product. And harmonic mean is n divided by the sum of the reciprocals, like that. And in all the, see, and irrespective of the number of numbers involved in the case, every time this am greater than or equals to gm greater than or equals to hm. And whenever the equality holds only if the numbers are equal. Right? Have a look at this. See, a plus b plus c is equals to 21 and abc is equals to 343. And what to say about the values of abc? That's what my question. Right? See, if you know the values, if you know the powers, and if you have a logical task, directly you can say the values as 7. Okay, but how to find whether it is 7 or not? For that, what I am going to do is a plus b plus c is 21 and abc is 343. So I will find arithmetic mean of the numbers. What is the arithmetic mean? A plus b plus c by 3, and that arithmetic mean is nothing but 21 by 3, which is equals to 7. And next case, I will find the geometric mean also. What is the geometric mean? Geometric mean, since we have 3 numbers, it is cube root of ABC. And now here it is cube root of, the product is given as 343. If you solve, you will get it as 7. Now look at this. This is somewhat rare, right? Always AM is greater than or equals to GM. But here what we get? We get that AM is 7 and GM is 7. Whenever these two are same, only if A is equals to B is equals to C. Right? The equality holds only if they are equal. Is it right? So if A is equals to B is equals to C, then by replacing A, B, C with A only, directly you can conclude that the value is 7. Each value is 7. Is it right? My question is, if A plus B plus C is 21 and ABC is 343, then what you say about the values of ABC? This is what my question. To mention something about the values of ABC, first I found arithmetic mean and it is 7. Then I found geometric mean and it is again 7. These two are equal. Whenever it happens only when the numbers are equal. See, like this. So that means A, B, C are equal. That A, B, C are equal, then from this first statement directly the each value is 7. This is one simple problem related to the arithmetic mean and the geometric mean. For suppose I will give you one more problem. Have a look at this. Yeah. So almost there ends the concept of sequences, right? I will give you a problem like this. First suppose the question is this one. See, take anything, something like if 2a plus 3b, maybe 2a plus 3b, maybe you say anything like some 10. 2a plus 3b is equals to 10. Then if anybody asks you to find the maximum value of what? A square b cube. See what you need to find? You need to find maximum value for a square b cube. First of all, you just think about the question. How the question is arising and what the question tells us. See, look at the question. See, 2a plus 3b is equals to 10. And they are asking us to find the maximum value of a square b cube. If 2a plus 3b is equals to 10, there are many possibilities to identify a and b such that to satisfy this relation 2a plus 3b as 10. Many possibilities, because you can utilize fractions also, right? So among all those possibilities, at every step, every time you need to calculate a square b cube. And again, among the values of a square b cube, what is the maximum value? It is somewhat difficult to decide for us, right? But if you use the tool that am greater than or equals to gm, then automatically our tasks get simplified. Now, how to apply am greater than or equals to gm? Right? There are many cases in application of am greater than or equals to gm, but here what we need to do is you just consider the numbers like this. Consider a, b, b, b. Why I consider these numbers? Because here we have 2 a's and there 3 b's, and here we have 2 a's and there 3 b's, and you need to apply am greater than or equals to gm for all these 5 numbers. Look at this. How many numbers are there? 5 numbers. Now if you apply am greater than or equals to gm, am is nothing but sum of all those numbers. A plus b plus b plus b plus b by 5 is greater than or equals to fifth root of a into b into b into b. Right? Absolutely right. And in the next step, what we do? See, if you look at this, a plus a is 2a, b plus b is 3b. So we can rewrite it like this. 2a plus 3b by 5 is greater than or equals to fifth root of a square b cube. Is it right? And now, what is 2a plus 3b? 2a plus 3b, as mentioned in the question, it is 10. Since it is 10, we can write this, we can replace this 2a plus 3b with 10. If you replace this 2a plus 3b with 10, 2 times. So this value is 2. And now we need a square b cube. This is fifth root of a square b cube is nothing but to the power 1 by 5. Is it right? But what we need? We need to look at a square b cube. So just remove this 1 by 5. So send this 5 this side. Then it becomes like 2 power 5 is greater than or equals to a square b cube. And if you reverse it, a square b cube is less than or equals to 32. That means a square b cube is always either equals to 32 or less than 32. That means the maximum value is 32. Is it right? So to find the maximum values by giving these linear relations, we can use am greater than or equals to gm in such a manner. Is it right? Just have a look at this. And this is somewhat basics about the am greater than or equals to gm. Based on this inequality, you may get many problems in standard books, right?